I used to run to the pharmacy for everything, but not anymore. Now I make sure I keep 5 things in my home at all times, and I will share those with you today. Growing up, we used things like Dimetap and cough suppressant and cough drops. And while those things, I didn't mind it and know better at the time. As an adult, I've reduced the amount of chemicals and medications in my home. The number one thing that I love having in my home is lemons. Love the smell of it, and it's great for cleaning as well. And it has so many benefits. It's a natural antibacterial and a natural antiseptic. It's high in vitamin C, it reduces congestion, and it helps support the immune system. It helps soothe a sore throat, which sounds like you would not want to try that when you have a sore throat, but give it a go. Put it in some tea, dilute it a little bit, and see how it goes. It helps with hydration. I like to put a little bit of lemon juice in my water daily, and I like to have it on hand in case I'm sick, so I'll put it in some tea. And when you're done with this, you can scrub it along the inside of your sink, your bathtub. It smells great, helps kill the bacteria. You can also scrub it along the inside of your oven with some baking soda, and it acts as a natural degreaser. It's lovely. Another thing I like to have on hand is salt. I have a few different types of salt. Himalayan is one that I usually like for a saltwater gargle. It helps loosen mucus, it kills bacteria, and it relieves inflammation. Dentists have often recommended it after procedures for different types of things like reducing swelling, reducing inflammation. So you already have it on hand most likely in your home. See if it helps soothe that throat. I was really not interested in giving it a try. Why would I want to have salty water? It's very helpful. And I had it in my home. Didn't have to go to the pharmacy for it. I will list the complete link of tools that I use below in a freebie. When I was a kid, we used to get the cold and cough syrup, or we would get the throat drops, and I would often fall asleep with those in my mouth, and it would stain my pillow, stain the pillow cover. And honestly, I felt like I was just going through them over and over again. And as an adult, I looked at the ingredients, and they're filled with sugar. Why am I adding sugar when I'm already inflamed? My body's already under attack. Because it tastes disgusting and you want to have somebody actually use it. So I found better alternatives to that. Something that I really like to use is throat tea. Yogi throat coat. This has been wonderful. I am not a tea drinker, and I will actually take this for my throat. If for some reason my throat is super raw and it just doesn't cut it, I like to do the gargle. And I do like to do some lemon in this as well, but this has really been nice when I feel a sore throat coming on. It just really helps. I have not had many times where it didn't work, to be honest. There was just once in all the years where it just wasn't cutting it for whatever reason. But I absolutely keep this on hand. I can toss the box in the compost, I can toss the outside cover in the compost, and I can toss the bag in the compost, which, if you didn't know, there's a lot of tea bags, especially that are actually made with plastic these days, which is absolutely disgusting. Why are we heating up plastic and then consuming it? I like to put a couple of tea bags into my little coffee press. There. You can just chop it up, put the whole thing in if you want. This soothes my sore throat. It hydrates, and it tastes better than any nasty, sugary cough drops. Something new that I've been adding to my routine when I'm sick is by having cloth handkerchiefs. I have really enjoyed having these. Whenever I've had a cold in the past, I tend to go through like half a box of Kleenex, and they're just everywhere, and it just feels so wasteful. My nose feels raw, my skin feels awful, and honestly, when I gave this a try, I felt like my skin didn't have those same issues, and I still don't understand why, because you'd think that tissue would be so soft, but something about the cotton, it just was easier on my skin. Maybe it's just me, but I also just appreciate that I don't have to have any waste. I can throw it in with my clothes, put it in the wash. Now, the most underrated thing that you have in your home, that you already have, I guarantee you, is water. It thins out mucus and congestion, replaces lost fluids, especially if you have a fever. It flushes out those toxins and it prevents dizziness. If you lose more fluid, you're going to get sicker and sicker. And here again, you can add lemon juice to your water. So all day, lemon, 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 vitamin C, hydration. At the end of the day, I know that if I wake up in the morning and I don't feel well, I don't have to call anybody to come and bring me anything. I don't have to worry, oh, how am I going to get this? I don't have to rely on using chemicals and things with nasty additives anymore. I have things that are available to me, and these are cheap. Well, I guess it depends on where you live. Compared to a lot of the other things that I have to buy, these things are very inexpensive. And I appreciate knowing that I'm not putting added stress on my body or things that I can't pronounce. It's scary how we get into this complacency of listening to our providers. I was taught to take that in, but I was also taught to question, to ask why. And as I've been asking why, I'm not liking the answers that I'm getting. And I'm not liking that medication is the number one answer when it's not. We have so many things available to us that we can heal our bodies without that stuff. We don't need to put that in there. Now, I believe there is a time and a place for certain things. I will say that. Especially having worked in the medical field, there's so many other alternatives. So be sure to like and subscribe, and I will continue to share information, tips, and tricks that I've learned over the years that you don't have to spend a ton of time researching, because I've done a lot of this for you.